People continually say, I can't draw a straight line. I don't have the talent, Bob, to do what you're doing. That's baloney. Talent is a pursued interest. In other words, anything that you're willing to practice, you can do. And this is no exception.
Just hit a 160 kg squats, which is a lifetime PB. I'm gonna put the footage over this video, but yeah, I feel gassed. Testing was until next week, so I'm on the second to last week of the program, and the next week is testing. So my lifetime PB is 150. I did 160 today. Don't know what I'm gonna go for next week. But while I'm feeling good, I'll put it to the test. So yeah, fucking gassed. Tell you what, those shots are cool for the camera, but boy oh boy do you feel like a bell end. Putting the camera down, walking out the door and then walking back in. Doing it for the shots, but I feel like such a twat. I'm at a stage at the moment, you know when like you go through a bit of a shit phase and then like you go through it and then slowly you start noticing things getting better and better and you like things are just like slotting into place nicely and you're gaining your momentum again. Like off the back of my travels, you obviously get a bit of post-travel depression, like coming back to the UK, it's not great. But I went through a bit of a hard stage of where the thing that I've been chasing for years of working online and solely being an online coach, like I had that in my mind that that's the thing that I wanted to do, that's the thing that was going to make me happy, and that door was never opening for me. Like I've tried it, this is the third time, and yes, it kind of did work this time because I managed to go away and whatnot, but like in terms of longevity, my business started like crashing into the ground. I just weren't making like enough money to even fucking live. And it was hard. It was something like, I had to swallow my pride and realise that it just weren't for me. A quote that I'd seen was like, success is dependent on your environment. And like a polar bear, this is what it said. It basically said like a polar bear would thrive in the Arctic, but would die in the desert. And it really resonated with the fact that like, I've been chasing the environment of working online, being on my own schedule, not having a boss, all this bullshit, being on my own. But I always thrive when I'm in person or when I'm doing a little like a mixture of the two. So not to get all spiritual and gaudy, but like doors that are not meant for you will never open for you as much as you like try, much as you try. If you haven't got the fucking key to get in, it ain't opening. And sometimes we're so fixated on chasing a goal or something that we think that we want, or other people like put in our minds that we want. And yeah, like I'm in this job and everything is just fucking going great. I love the people, I love the staff, I love just the balance that I've got. I can do my online stuff, I can still get that creative buzz of doing this and doing my social media, but I break up my days by being around people. Like, try and take stock of, are you chasing something because you think that you want it, or other people are telling you want it, or there's an expectation of you wanting it. I know you may be like trying to ignore the thing that you're really good at or where you shine. since April. That's been my bed. Tomorrow that all changes. Gas. Part one is done. I've decided that flat pack and me are not friends. It took me an hour to make that bed. It's doing my fucking head in. I couldn't get it to sit flush, but we're there. Driving home, getting my TV, books, little bits and pieces. Going back to the apartment, putting that in there, and I've got to go to Farnborough, go get a clothing rail / wardrobe kind of thing. Hopefully get a bed. Hopefully Dreams has got a mattress for me and I can just shove it in the boot here, get going. And yeah, exciting times, man, exciting times. I'll let you, well, I'm sure I'll film the rest of the little vlog today and then give you the final result. I hope that transition was actually as good as what it feels like in my mind. But that is the end of the vlog for this week. I actually didn't anticipate moving out this soon. I knew it was kind of happening, I just didn't know when. So it's turned out to be a much more interesting week, but it's a very, very proud moment for me moving out, which I know may seem daft to a few people, but as you saw in the video, that's been my reality for way too long. It's obviously, since April, it's been like that. But then even prior to traveling, I'd been on, I'll put a picture up somewhere here. That was my old setup, which actually looks worse than than the newer sofa, but it was actually a lot more comfortable. This whole thing, one quote that kind of sparked me to pull my finger up my arse basically is, hard times should be the throttle and not the brake. A lot of times when things go wrong, like at the back of my travels, I think I'd gone on such a massive high of just the experience of doing it by myself and putting myself out there, coming out the other end of that, you are going to have a bit of like post-travel depression, like I said, but at the same time, my business was failing. The world around me was kind of almost falling to pieces. I ended up just like restarting my Instagram, all these little things, all these things that I'd worked so hard for, and then I got to April and I was just like, fuck, like something needs to change, something needs to give. And yeah, over the last 12 weeks, I've just been relentlessly trying to make that change. And I've been fueling the situation that I was in, like waking up on that sofa with a fucking bad back, or just, it was no one's fault but my own for being in that situation. But before I would have just been like a victim and been like, oh, well, this is so annoying, like poor me, oh, everyone else has got it better. But I was just like, fuck this. Like, no point making any more excuses, and just use it as fuel. Use the energy to drive you forward. Because a lot of us will, when something goes wrong, we'll just stop. Like, we'll just be like, okay, we'll stop going to the gym, we'll stop taking care of ourselves, maybe we'll drink a little bit more, maybe we'll start eating shit food, and we'll just use it as an excuse, but that doesn't really get you anywhere. Like, yes, okay, it feels great in the moment, you're just in a shitter situation than what you were before. So I'm really trying to start a movement of rise and grind, daily discomfort, and I know rise and grind, that word kind of sounds a bit too like macho-y bro, but it's just basically doing something every single day that is going to push you an inch closer, and that doesn't need to be anything amazing. That could literally be like going on a walk when you usually wouldn't, or when you've had a tough day. But the daily discomfort is like being in the gym. For me, it's doing stuff like this, putting myself out there, being vulnerable on social media, because that's where you're going to start preparing. That's where you're going to start opening doors for yourself. That's where you're going to start becoming a bit more comfortable, being a bit more comfortable when you're not comfortable. So that when shit hits the fan, like life likes to do, you've got enough evidence and enough proof to be like, all right, cool, well, I've been here before and I've managed to get through it. So constantly putting yourself in the situations willingly will mean that the unwilling ones won't feel so bad. You don't know where you can get to if you keep persisting. You either win or you learn. There is no losing. You only lose when you stop. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of people do, they stop. Just like to say that I'm fucking proud of myself, because like I said, this video is for me to watch when I'm 40, 50 years old and having a little diary of my life, and fucking proud of what I've achieved and what I continue to achieve. And if that sounds arrogant, then I don't care. But if you're still here, thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit 300 subscribers today as well. Fucking sick. Small milestone, but again, I don't know where this is going to go. So, and one last thing. Vamos España! Oh.